Hi, I'm Dr. Geoffrey Wilson. I've got a Ph.D. in musicology from the University of British Columbia and a degree in music theory from the University of Calgary. I've been teaching for over 25 years, primarily piano, music theory, and music history, but also guitar and the rudiments of music. The reason that I got into teaching in the first place was to try to share the lifelong passion that I've had for music with my students, and to try to help them to develop the skills, the dispositions, and the attitudes to allow them to enjoy music for their entire lives. So when I teach, I'm not primarily trying to produce concert-level pianists or professional musicians, but what I am trying to do is produce students who, in whatever genres they're interested in, come to really know and love and value music from the time they start with me through the rest of their lives. I work well with students from young ages, 4 or 5, right through students in their 80s. But I work best with students and with families who understand that learning the piano is a long-term commitment. And although students can progress fairly quickly, there's a lot to know. At the early levels for beginners, especially young beginners, I need to have family involvement. So usually that's one parent sitting in a lesson, paying attention to what we're doing, who can facilitate practicing at home. As students get a little older, it becomes easier for them to be independent, just like when they're doing their homework from school. You know, by the time they hit 10 or 11 or 12, they should be able to do it on their own. But when they're 6, they're going to need your help. All of my students work on a kind of classical foundation in terms of their technique and their approach to reading that I supplement with materials from popular music that suit their interests. So whether it's the kind of music you might hear on the radio, or film music, or jazz, I tend to have my students play a lot of repertoire in various styles, and I'm not invested in having every single piece perfected. Certainly for exams and recitals we try to perfect things, but there are some pieces that will get what we intended out of them, and then we'll let them go. I ask my students to practice about their lesson length, 4 to 5 days a week. That's the sort of commitment that's going to help them to be successful. And I make sure that they understand that it's not just the time that they spend practicing, but how they do it that's really going to determine the level of their success.